Everybody's missing out on our final party. Blaine, if you're watching, we didn't do cardio yoga. Also, today's class will end just a little bit early. I have a meeting at 4 o'clock that I must attend. Anywho, today's class still going to be that normal 30-minute yoga flow, keeping in mind your abilities as well. So if you feel that you cannot do a movement that I'm showing, feel free to take your own modifications. Feel free to take your own modifications, or just ask me. I promise I'm not afraid to tell you. Everybody in the chat as well, feel free to ask. I will be able to let you know anything that you can do to improve or whatever helps you best. Today will still be sort of a strength focus, trying to engage all the muscles. I'll try to give you cues if you are unsure what muscles you should be using at a specific time. Feel free to, hey, you up there in the front teaching the class, what muscles do I need to be using right now? And I promise I will tell you and some more. Other than that, let's go ahead and get started. So, getting our knees wide on the mat, walking our hands forward, coming into that child's pose. Trying to keep our hips high, focusing on depth through your shoulders, opening your chest up to the floor, finding a deep stretch here. Deep breaths in. You might try box breathing here. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold, and repeat. Bring awareness into all 4 corners of your body, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, feeling your forehead pressed into the mat. If you'd like to add a bit of flow through this movement here, feel free to rock side to side, waking up your hips just a little bit. Releasing any negative energy that no longer serves you. Let's go ahead and take one more big deep breath in. And on that exhale, pushing yourself up, finding that neutral tabletop position. Keeping your hips stacked over your knees, shoulders stacked over your palms. We're going to start those cat-cows, breathing in, arching your back upward, opening your chest up to the ceiling. Exhale, lifting your back. It should feel as though someone's taken a string to your belly button and is pulling you up through your core. Inhale, arch. Exhale. Really activating our core here. Doing this with your own breath at a pace that's comfortable to you. Really warming up your core and your shoulders. Breathing in one more time. On your exhale, go ahead and uncurl your toes, using the palms of your hands, pushing yourself up, finding that downward dog. Pedaling your feet just to wake up the backs of your legs. Keeping your hips high. Finding a stretch through your shoulders. Taking those deep breaths here. Taking one more big deep breath in. On your exhale, walking your hands to your feet. Finding that forward fold hang. Little bends on each knee. For one deep breath in. And exhale, slowly rolling all the way back up to standing, reaching your hands to the sky. Taking those side bends if that feels comfortable to you. Keeping your feet planted on the floor. And exhale, diving forward, bending over, finding that forward fold once more. Deep breath in and exhale, hinging at the hips, keeping your back flat, halfway lift up. One big deep breath in, and exhale, coming all the way back down, walking your hands, finding a high plank. Going to slowly lower yourself down, taking our first vinyasa. Coming up, upward dog, tops of your feet pressed into the mat. Deep breath in, and exhale, looking over your shoulders if that feels comfortable to you. And exhale, lowering all the way down. Reaching one hand back, grabbing the top of your left foot, pulling it to your glute. Finding a nice stretch through your quad, your hip. Deep breath in. Exhale, pulling it a little bit closer to you, trying to deepen that stretch if you're able to. Exhale, release, grabbing your right foot now. Slowly and gently pulling that closer to your glute. Trying to pull it just a little bit further on every exhale. Deep breath in. And exhale, reaching back for your left foot now. Bring both feet closer to your glutes. If you'd like to increase the intensity here, feel free to push the tops of your feet into your hands. Coming up, finding that bow pose. Remembering to take our deep breaths here. Finding a deep stretch through your shoulders, your back. And exhale, slowly lowering down. Letting go of your feet, placing your palms underneath your shoulders. Coming back up, slowly. Curling your toes underneath of you, pressing into the heels of your palms, and pushing backwards into that downward dog one more time. Taking a deep breath here. And on your exhale, lifting your right leg up, pointing to the sky. Option to twist your hips to the wall, bending your knee, finding a deep twist through your hips. Should be engaging your core, your shoulders, and your right glute. For one more big deep breath. And exhale, bringing your knee to your chest and slowly stepping into that high lunge. Coming up, hands overhead, deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lowering your palms down, finding prayer. If you're able to, go ahead and twist here. If you're not able to do that, place your left palm on the floor, lifting your right arm up. Pushing both palms together, keeping your knee stacked over your ankle. Finding a deep stretch here. One deep breath in. And exhale, lifting up. Coming back again. Interlacing your palms behind your back, straightening your right knee. Coming down into a forward fold if you're able. If not, feel free to stay standing or place both palms over your thigh. Deep breath in. And exhale, coming all the way back up. Unhooking your hands, rebending your knee, placing both palms on either side of your foot. Stepping back into that high plank. Pushing back into that downward dog and pedaling your feet. You're going to go ahead and do the same thing for the other side now. So on your next exhale, lifting your left foot up, pointing it to the sky, or taking the option to twist your hips to the left wall parallel to you and bending your knee. Still pushing through your shoulders, staying braced through your core. Taking those deep breaths. Deep breath in. On your next exhale, go ahead and step your left foot between both your palms, coming back up into that high lunge. Hands above your head, reaching for the sky. And exhale, lowering down into prayer. And taking that twist, either both palms up or one palm on the ground. Whatever is comfortable for your balance. Slowly trying to sink further into that stretch. Keeping your left knee stacked over your left ankle. For one more big deep breath in. And exhale, coming all the way back up, interlacing your palms behind your back, straightening your left knee. Option to forward bend if that's comfortable to you. Still taking those deep breaths. On your next exhale, go ahead and come back up, straightening out, unhooking your hands, re-bending your left knee, placing both palms on either side of your foot, stepping back into your high plank, slowly lowering down, coming into your second vinyasa, finding upward dog, tops of your feet placed into the mat. Try not to shrug your shoulders here. Deep breath in. And exhale, lowering down to your knees. And pushing back, finding that child's pose. Taking deep breaths here. Walking to the left side. Trying to find a deep stretch through your right side body. Deep breath in. Maybe you try walking just a little bit further. And exhale, walking to the right side now. Trying to deepen that stretch on every exhale. Walking just a little bit further on every inhale. Deep breath in. And exhale, walking back to center, pushing yourself up, finding that neutral tabletop one more time. You're going to take your right arm, lifting forward, your left foot, pointing back, lifting both, finding your balance for one deep breath. And on your exhale, go ahead and meet elbow to knee, Inhale, reaching both out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Doing this with your own breath at a pace that feels comfortable to you. Prioritizing your flat back, engaging your core, trying to keep your right knee stacked underneath of your right hip. Go ahead and do this for 2 more now. Last one. Really reaching here. And exhale, lowering your right hand down to the mat, keeping your left leg up. Go ahead and do windshield wipers, so lifting your leg and moving it across, rainbowing it down to the side, lifting it back up, and touching the mat directly behind you. Engaging your glute here. Exhale, lifting it to the side. Inhale up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rainbow up. And exhale, lifting your leg to the side. Doing this for 2 more. Really engaging your glute. Prioritizing your core strength. Exhale, leaving your foot directly behind you. Go ahead and lower your knees down, sitting on your feet, coming back and rolling out your wrists, rolling out your neck. Interlacing your palms behind your back, coming down into that forward bend. Taking 1 deep breath here. Slowly trying to increase the length of your arms. Exhale, coming all the way back up. Unhooking your hands behind you and walking yourself into that tabletop 1 more time. Lifting your left arm now and lifting your right leg. You're gonna go back into those bird dog series. 1 deep breath in. And exhale, bringing elbow to knee. Inhale, reaching for the wall. Exhale, elbow to knee. Still trying to keep your left knee stacked underneath of your left hip. Keeping your flat back. Engaging your core. Still breathing. Doing this for 2 more now. And on your next exhale, go ahead and lower your palm down to the mat, both palms staying on the mat. Going back into those rainbows, so exhale, lifting your leg to the side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, rainbowing back directly behind you. Inhale up. Exhale, lower to the side. Inhale up. Exhale, down directly behind you. Still trying to engage your glute here. Keeping your core braced. Pushing through the mat with both of your palms. Doing this 1 more time. Still using your breath. Exhale, lowering your leg all the way down and pushing back into that child's pose. Taking a deep breath here. On your next exhale, go ahead and push yourself up, tabletop, curling your toes underneath of you using the heels of your palms, pushing yourself back, finding that downward dog. Pedaling your feet here. On your next exhale, go ahead and walk your feet all the way to your hands. Finding that forward fold, hooking onto your elbows if that feels comfortable to you. Bending your knees. One deep breath in. And exhale, slowly rolling up, reaching for the ceiling. Taking those side bends if that feels comfortable to you. And exhale, diving forward. Finding that forward fold once more. Deep breath in. Exhale, hinging at the hips, keeping that flat back, lifting halfway. Exhale, coming down, forward fold. Taking one more big deep breath. Inhale, all the way up, reach for the sky. Exhale, lowering your palms down, prayer pose, lifting your left leg, finding that tree pose, deep breath in, option to hook your left leg over your right knee, slowly coming down, finding that tree pose. Trying to stay braced and balanced through all four corners of your foot. Slowly trying to sink deeper into that stretch. Exhale, coming all the way back up, unhooking your knee, sending your left leg all the way back, finding that warrior three. Still trying to stay balanced. If you find that your right leg needs a break, feel free to touch the floor with that left foot and come back up. Exhale, coming all the way up, back into standing, reaching your arms up, finding length through your fingertips, taking those side bends. Exhale, slowly lowering back, prayer pose, lifting your right leg now. Finding that tree pose. Option to hook your right leg over your left knee and slowly lower down, standing pigeon. Deep breath in. Still staying balanced through all four corners of your foot. Trying to sink deeper into that stretch. On your next exhale, find yourself all the way standing, unhooking your leg and sending it back. Finding that warrior three pose. Still trying to stay centered through your hips and balanced through all four corners of your foot. Finding a place on the floor. One more big deep breath in. Exhale, coming all the way back up. Reaching one last time, finding length through your fingertips. Walking your feet to the outside of your mat. And exhale, we're going to lower all the way down, finding that yogi squat. Keeping our backs flat, lifted through our hips, not shrugging our shoulders. For one big deep breath in. On your next exhale, go ahead and rock all the way down to your glutes. And slowly lowering down, vertebra by vertebra, Planting your heels into the floor, shifting your pelvis upward. Go ahead and push your hips high up, reaching the ceiling, finding a nice glute bridge. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale. Try interlacing your hands behind your back. If not, just reach, slowly trying to migrate up onto your shoulders. No worries if you can't. Feel free to stay into that glute bridge and work towards raising onto your shoulders. For one big deep breath in. And exhale, lowering all the way down to your back, unhooking your hands, lifting your right leg up, lifting it over your left, grabbing on to the back of your left hamstring. Feel free to rock side to side if that feels comfortable to you. Deep breath in. On your next exhale, go ahead and send both hands to either side of your body and let your hips fall to the left. Deep breath in. And exhale, coming all the way up, finding center, unhooking your right leg from your left. Now lifting your left leg, hooking it over your right, grabbing onto the back of your right hamstring, pulling it closer to you. Trying to pull it a little bit closer with every exhale. Rocking side to side if that feels comfortable. On your next exhale, go ahead and send both hands to either side of your body, letting your hips fall to the right. Taking one big deep breath here. On your next exhale, go ahead and find center, coming all the way back up, unhooking your left leg from your right, placing the soles of your feet together, letting your knees fall open. One hand over your heart, one hand over your stomach. Going to meet here for our last few breaths of class today. Breathing in. You might try box breathing here. Setting your intentions for the rest of the day. I know it's rainy. Try bringing awareness into all four corners of your body, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Feel the back of your head pressed into the mat. The rise and fall of your chest. That brings us to the end of today's class. Feel free to stay and stretch if that feels comfortable to you. Also brings us to the end of this session, but don't worry, there'll be another one in about 2 weeks, I promise. I hope to see you all there, but thank you all so much again for coming.